with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is...
I was afraid, I didn't know what to do. A lot of us be coming in it.
And what I'll say was amazing to me was...
Season 2, welcome back to the L3 Perspective. My name is Glenn Davis. As you know, I'm sitting here with my co-host, Cameron Macias.
Coach Cam.
L3 Perspective, as you know, we talk about life, love, leadership.
As we've talked about in the past, like, love, share, subscribe. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Because at the end of the day, we do it for you guys.
We are back, the L3 Perspective, still in Season 2. My name is Glenn Davis, sitting here with my co-host.
Hey, Coach Cam, what's up, y'all?
Yes, and we have a special guest today, Monique Bell, who is the CEO of Revamp People from San Francisco, California.
Yes, San Francisco, California.
Cool. Cam, I'm going to toss over to you, and then we'll dive into it.
All right, so as you guys know, like, share, subscribe. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. At the end of the day, we do it for y'all. And so if you don't tell us what you like to listen to, then we don't know how to give you exactly what you want. So click the thumbs up, send us a comment, send us a message, whatever. But at the end of the day, this is for y'all. Mm-hmm. So we appreciate you listening.
Yeah. So Monique, we've had the opportunity of connecting with a lot of folks from San Francisco in the last 30 plus days. And so we recently connected with you today. So thank you for your flexibility. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
So you were attending the content lab.
Yes, right? With Terry.
With Terry Griffith. Shout out to Terry.
Yes, amazing.
Yes. So let's start off with that. How has your experience been here at his event?
It was really good. I was late because I went and worked out earlier this morning.
That's okay.
But I brung pizza. I brung pizza for everybody.
Oh, you're that.
You know what? There you go.
I called here and was like, "Are you feeding us?" And he was like, "No." I was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna bring pizza." So, brung pizza. I did learn a lot. And I'm definitely, after this, I'm gonna go and do some content and do some editing. So yeah.
Nice. Cool. So tell us a little, just really briefly. So you're from San Francisco, like born and raised?
Born and raised.
Got you. So tell us a little bit about who you are.
I am a designer, a fashion designer. I'm a nurturer because I feel like I always nurture everybody. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm a well-rounded person.
Okay.
But I'm also crazy and shy.
You gotta watch out for them crazy and shy.
Crazy and shy. But I feel like my crazy is more like a artistic crazy. Like I think of stuff like really outside the box.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like my jacket. Like a lot of people wouldn't have picked this jacket. Mm-hmm. But just very artsy. I'm a very artsy person. I always have been since I was a little girl. But I love people. I love helping people.
Yeah.
I'm just a person of love, like that type of person.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's me.
Person of love.
You're a person of love. So so Revamp People. Mm-hmm. That is your company. You've been building that. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at your Instagram real quick. So one of the things that we've recently incorporated is like really trying to like look things up while we're talking. Okay. It adds to the conversation, things like that. So looking at your brand, and what you're kind of putting out there, it's cool. It's like, it's colorful. It's, like Dave Chappelle picture. That's hilarious. Like right off the bat,
that's
right?
Crazy.
Yeah. And then I see I see clips of you like sitting on bar stools talking to people. Like, So what's that about?
So that was me and my friend Shakayla. She's a stylist as well. And we interviewed each other. We did a content day and we just sat there and interviewed each other.
Okay.
And since we both are doing the same things, it was easy for us to interview each other. It was so like really organic and just amazing. So we just interviewed each other. We asked questions of styling, just different type of art questions. What materials do we use to style? How do we research to be a stylist? Stuff like that. Okay. And we're going to do one next weekend. We're going to do another one. And we're going to do a Halloween edition.
Okay.
And we're going to just do like 2. So we're going to outfit change and then. Yeah, it was really fun. We didn't think, we was looking at each other at the end like 30 minutes and we like really did that. So yeah,
nice.
It was really cool.
Okay.
Cool. So can you tell us a little bit more about Revamp People?
So Revamp People started after I got in a car accident. It started from depression. Like I was really depressed, and the doctor told me I couldn't work anymore. And I was very frustrated about it. And I was like, "What you mean work? Like working for other people, or like working for myself? Like what you mean working for other people? Like it will be hard because I can't sit for a very long time. Like look, like I'm disabled now. So, so I back into like fashion. Basically, I started creating. I started getting materials out of my mom's closet. I kind of went back into the old me where I started to revamp, which is I did in middle school. And I did have a lot of memory loss and stuff, so I did remember some things, which is really like weird, but it did bring me back to the designer and stylist I am now. So yeah, and then that developed into that, and then I started revamping jackets for rappers.
Okay.
A couple of Bay Area rappers, and was like giving them, trying to get my name out there. And then I put in styling because I got in contact with Stunner Man 02. I don't know if y'all know who Stunner Man 02 is. But he's a big rapper in the Bay Area now. He did Big Steppin'. That's like his big song. And then, it just kind of start flowing, and then I was just like, I really want to help people, so I started doing different things. Like I taught sewing classes to kids.
Oh wow!
And actually, it just got hired to do a couple more sewing classes. And it's more of a volunteer, but it's still giving it back to the community. I did a lot of like homeless drives and just So it's Revamp People is more about us all as a whole and giving back, revamping ourselves.
Yeah.
So and I talk about a little bit of everything on here: fitness.
Okay.
Boundaries.
Yeah.
Like stuff about just you as a person to make you whole. And I had to go through that part of myself when after the car accident, I had to like rebuild myself and tell myself like, look, you got to tell people no. You have to put yourself first. You have to fill your cup.
Yeah.
So that person came out, and then it developed Revamp People.
Yeah. It's interesting how, like, we talk about life on this platform, and it's interesting how you can have two individuals go through the same situation, and one will look at it as an opportunity to grow within it, or the other person will look at it as an example, right? And it's I'm glad that you shared part of that story because to highlight that, right? There are people who listen or watch this, and they are going through life right now, and they're like, I just want to give up, right? And so to go through that, when you were going through some of that, was there at any point that you felt that like you were at your lowest point, or was it when and could you talk about that?
Oh yeah, I would definitely open up about that. I will say the doctor telling me I couldn't work anymore. I'm 30 years old. I had just made 30 when I got in this car accident. And it was November 13th, Friday the 13th. And so I woke up 2 days later, and I'm looking around like, oh, we had a housewarming. Like, I don't know why I went back to that, because I did have a housewarming like 2 years before that.
Oh, wow.
And so I was like, hey, family. So as time went on, I got out the hospital, but I had like disabilities at the time. I broke my back in 2 places.
Oh my goodness.
This arm is still disabled. My ribs, my brain injury. My speech was slurred, and that's why I'm like trying to talk calm as possible, because sometimes I could stutter.
Yeah.
I had like a lot. I drooled, so like I just sit there and I'd be drooling.
Oh man.
So I had a lot of like things that happened. So as time went on, it took a while for things to go away. So I didn't want to be around people.
Yeah.
I was embarrassed. I couldn't walk really. I was walking with a cane for a while. And so I would say year 2, I got really, really depressed. I got really depressed. My mom, she was taking care of my grandma. My grandma was elderly, and I felt bad by saying, I need you here or whatever. Like, I just really felt bad. So I let her make that decision for herself. Also, too, I don't like to be entitled to nobody. Like, that's not my thing. So I just let her choose what she wanted. And then I did. I dated somebody, and then I felt that I need to be in a relationship. That ain't, it was just so much weird stuff that I felt that I tried to grasp onto something else that was not there. Like I needed to be with myself and sit with myself. And so I just kept getting into depression deeper and deeper. Plus I was on the pain pills, which was drugged. Like I was drugged up all the time. Like I'm like just sitting there, like talking to somebody and I'm asleep.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like literally,
That's what
like,
they do, yeah.
And I was on like 4 different painkillers.
Oh,
so then I got to a place where I got addicted to them.
Yep.
And so I will say that, like, when people say you're strong, you're this, and I am, but I got to a very, I wasn't strong no more. Like I was really like weak and just like in a place that I never thought I would ever get to.
Yeah.
So I did try to commit suicide.
Oh wow.
And I got really low. I tried to take some pills, took the wrong pills.
Okay.
It was another pill that was what is it? Melatonin?
Yeah.
I took that.
Okay.
And so I ended up like kind of spitting it up and it was not
Yeah.
the pills. The other pills fell behind the desk.
Yeah. So what would you, so there's a lot of, so suicide rates have like skyrocketed over the last decade. What would you say to the Monique then, like right now?
You matter. Period. I felt like at that time I was by myself. I was healing by myself, and I shouldn't have been by myself. But I felt bad because I didn't want people to feel like I had needed them there. Like I did need them, but I felt like everybody need to live too. Like I'm that person. Like do for yourself, do for your. But at that particular time of the visits, the checking up on went away. And so I was in a place, like I was in a mirror every day looking at myself like, what am I going to do? Like I have to rebuild myself. I don't know where to start, how to start. Also, too, not having those tools to be able to do that. Also, too, the person that I was before died in a car accident, like completely died. So I'm trying to go back to that person. And I'm like, and God like, no, you're not that person no more. You're this person. And that was a battle, like going back and forth. And I feel like when people get to that place, they don't feel like they matter no more. They don't feel like they have an existence on, that they just not here. And I think for me, I felt like I was on another planet. I didn't feel like I was here anymore. I felt like the old Monique, I'm trying to find her. Yeah. Then I'm like over here. So I was trying to discover myself and I didn't need to. I needed to just be in and now. Right. And so it took me a very long time to be in and out. But once I got there, it was beautiful because I was like, I literally was in a beautiful nightmare. Like I literally was in this terrifying place. Yeah. And now I'm like here and I'm like blooming. So basically I was planted, like put in the ground, planted. Yeah. But I didn't understand because it was so dark. Yeah. I didn't come to the light yet. So I was very down and low. And a lot of people cannot get to that light part. Sometimes it takes too long. And it is different plants and trees that do take a long time to sprout. So, sometimes they don't feel like they matter no more. And I felt like I didn't matter. So I will tell myself, like, you matter. God put you in this earth. You have a purpose. He gave you a purpose when you came into this world. Go find your purpose. And I feel like when I did that, I became myself again. Nice. So a new self. Yeah. But
So you said like God had a purpose for you. I'm not religious, but I believe I'm spiritual. And so you hear these stories where a small change of the situation prevented a life from being taken. So you talk about the pills, the different ones fell behind the thing, and you obviously didn't realize it. Yeah. One of my,
because I was already high.
Exactly.
That's why it happened.
One of my best friends / mentors, I found out years later, we reconnected. We had reconnected, that he tried to take his life, put a gun to in his mouth, pulled the trigger, misfire on the bullet. You hear these stories. I had another friend say that I had known about, same thing, and I'm just like, you hear these stories of how there was interference from the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, and it's just like, it's great to hear people hear the call though, and take it, right? Because how many times is there a call that's not picked up?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually seen, I went to a film festival, and one of the films was about suicide. And it was like one of the calls wasn't picked up, and she took her life. But it's so crazy because I think a lot of people, I had to learn in that moment to just be nice. When you feel something from a person, say hi. How are you doing today? Right. And I have really great discernment because I was that person. Right. So if I see somebody, I be like, good morning. If I feel like they need it, or, you know, like this guy not too long ago, I said hi to him and he was like, hi, but he just looked really depressed. And then I seen him again. He was like, thank you for saying hi that day. And I was like, okay. Yeah. And then it seemed like as I kept seeing him, he just started coming too. And then he was like, good morning. So he like, from that high, I think it just kind of, because I saw him. Yeah. And as little things like that, I think sometimes people don't take the time to say hi, or, you know, we so into the go. Everything is fast. Right. And I feel like my experience really taught me to slow down and be in the now. Yeah. It really taught me to see people, and we all matter. Like, it don't matter what we have in our life, what we choose to have in our life, we all matter. Yeah. And that really, it was a humbling experience, but it made me see everybody around me more.
Life will humble us.
Oh, yeah. I say something, you know, you should pop out, though. You shouldn't be humble all the time. Please pop out. Yeah, you know, I feel like it's nothing wrong. I wouldn't say like be ego driven or nothing like that, but just pump yourself up. It's nothing wrong to be prideful with yourself and all that stuff. Confidence, that's what I call it.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah.
What would you say was like the turning point for you?
Definitely that part. The suicide attempt. But I feel like what it really was my mom. And I said I was going to talk about it, but I think I should. So she had cancer. I had to take care of her. But when one day, I just kept asking her questions about herself because I wasn't sure if she was going to pass away. Yeah. And I was already fighting for my brand. I was already going after it because it was just something I wanted. But I had a lot of just stuff that just kept stopping me. Just roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. And I'm like, do I really want to do this? But this is a part of entrepreneurship.
We all hit that.
So I didn't know this. I'm like, okay, well, you know. So I'm taking care of her, and something told me keep asking her about her. Keep talking to her. Get stories out. So we talked about everything about her. I asked her questions, guys she dated, like just all these things about her. But what stuck out to me the most was her saying she gave up on herself. She didn't live the life that she wanted. And she told me actually the day before she passed away that she was like, I'm really proud of you because you've been through so much in your life. You have lost a lot. You fought for yourself, though, and I wish I was that person. Like, I wish I was a person that went after my dreams. And she was like, I just never went after them. And she was like, you will always tell me, too, when you was younger, Mom, do what you want to do. And I was like, I did. She was like, yeah. She was like, you was just fiery, like when you was younger. But I do believe that. I do believe that we here for a purpose, and we should do what we want to do. And, you know, I just feel like sometimes we're put in a box by humans around us. And a lot of times, some people, not all, but some people put you in that box because it's something they want to do, but they don't want to take that leap to do it. Sure. And I just, the look on her face, I was just like, yeah, I got to finish what I got to do. I was like, God, I'm listening. Because that look was heartbreaking to see my mother say, I didn't do what I wanted to do in my life. So she lived this, like she was a mom. She was a great mom. Yeah. A phenomenal mom. You know, we had issues and stuff as parents. I mean, you know, as mom and daughter. But overall, her being a single mom, she was a phenomenal mom. Yeah. And she was a mom that talked to us. And to moms, I think you should always talk to your children. It is the best thing because we had those great conversations. I feel like I could be myself because I talked to her about a lot of stuff. But that broke my heart to hear my mom, the first woman I ever loved and came in this world, say that she didn't live the life she wanted to.
Yeah.
And I just will tell other people, live your life.
Yeah.
Don't live for nobody else. Live for you.
Yeah.
You only.
Right.
And it's not selfish. It's self-full. You're filling your cup. So if your cup like this, you can't get nothing to nobody.
Right.
I'm just saying. You need to fill that up. It needs to overflow. If it's overflowing, you can give and do whatever you need to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So, she will always give out of an empty cup.
Yeah.
And so that didn't leave room for her to live the life she wanted.
So, something, we talk about too, you mentioned about the cup and overflowing to be able to pour into other people. What are you doing to fill up your cup, to overflow it, to pour into other
Ooh,
people?
I like this one.
You're trying to ask a question.
So I love this question because it took me a very long time I couldn't answer this question for a long time. I work out, I eat well, and I have times where I eat stuff I ain't supposed to. But I for the most part, I would say 80% of the time, 75 to 80% of the time, I eat stuff that I shouldn't. But I mean, I eat healthy, and then I have that moment where I don't. I have a therapist that I love, and I picked her out. I went through a couple of therapists, but I knew what I wanted into my therapist. And I feel like I've grown so much by having a therapist and knowing how to speak and how to fight fair and how to put up boundaries, how not to be entitled to other people's space and things, and being okay with the absolutely no. Right. Putting up boundaries will be one of the things I fill my cup. I think that's one of the biggest things is putting up boundaries. People put up boundaries and saying no. You got to say no to people. I just had to say no to somebody the other day because I had too much going on. And I'm like, I feel so bad. I mean, I felt bad, though. I'm not going to lie. But just knowing what you can do. Also, I'm learning, I always put this together, too, like, when it comes to fitness and when it comes to your plate and all this, a fitness life, with your plate, your healthy plate, you cannot overfill your plate. Because if you overfill your plate, you're going to stuff yourself and it's going to be too much. You're going to be uncomfortable. Right. You're not going to be able to move. So I always say, put what I could put on my plate that will fuel the things that I need to in my body, like fuel the good things, the vitamins, the meat, the protein, stuff like that. You're not even supposed to put that much on your plate. You're supposed to put a palm full of meat, your protein, your veggies, your fiber. So I always say that with life, that's how you should fill your plate. And, that's what I've been doing lately by things. If it's too much and it's too much going on, I just be like, no, I'm not doing it. So, yeah. But that's how I fill my cup. I take care of myself first. Yeah. So.
Appreciate it.
So between G and I, we have 9 kids. So I have 5 in my house. I got 4 in his house.
Oh, cool. I love children. They're amazing.
And so whenever we tell people that, it's always like, oh, especially like with mine, I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Stairs.
Yeah, stairs. And so, but what I like to tell people is that I am a parent with boundaries. I tell my kids, like, yo, I'm going in a room to, my wife is my priority because she will be here when you guys are gone.
Amen. I love that. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. That is so true. Like, I feel like some husbands don't say that. That's good. I love that.
Well, in my previous marriage, that was a big thing because the kids became everything, right? And so my wife and I, very serious conversations when we got together is like, this is what went wrong before. Let's not have it go wrong again. And so we're very serious about that. Is like, we spend time together. We go trips on together. We lock the door and it's just like, yo, y'all leave us alone. In the morning, don't talk to me before 6. That's daddy time. That's my workout time. That's my get my mind right time. If it's a problem, obviously let me know. But, I let the kids know at the end of the day, like, we are still people. We are not just here to serve you. Like, and when you get older, I hope you operate the same way because you are a person. I was raised by a single mother. I'm only child, only son. And so, but one of the things my mom told me recently was, I think I never got married or I I was really scared to keep a man in the house for long term because I didn't want anything bad to happen to you.
Yeah.
So I was
same
like
thing with my
inadvertently
mom.
protecting you by isolating my. And there were men. She had great boyfriends. I had some great male figures in my life, but my mom didn't get married till I was 19, and so she's like, I think unconsciously, it just didn't happen because I was so afraid of bringing someone in who harmed you.
Yeah.
That it just didn't. And then so when you were an adult, it happened, and I was like, that's a hard place. Like, I can't imagine that. Because as you said, perspective-wise, you're like, you were a great mother, you did great things, and then to hear, oh, but I didn't live the life that I wanted.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, and it's sad, like to hear that, and I think too, you understand your parents more when you get older.
You really do.
You really.
Alex
like,
was saying that he's like I didn't like my dad very much when I was younger, but I sure like him now that I'm an adult and understand him a lot more.
Yeah, you don't like they're human and they go through their own things and they have things that's going on and they're trying to figure it out as well. Like and then you have multiple humans you're taking care of that's all they're completely different from each other. They're not the same, and so you're trying to figure out each one. And then you might have one, like for me, like I had a learning disability. So and I was always like sickly when I was younger. So she had to deal with me sometimes a little more. So then I had my sister, she was more like the brain. So she was the very high achiever. I was super artsy. My brother was the athlete. So that's a lot because we won the games, and I'm the artist. I'm doing everything you could think of that was art. Because that's what I understood the most. So, being a parent I really, like when I went to Disneyland, I have a lot of respect for parents.
We made it.
Yes, because I went with my god baby. She just turned 12, so I went with her mom, and it was a group of us that went for her. I give it to parents. I was like, it was a lot. It was a lot, and I was like, dang, you do this every year? I swear I had like a whole nother respect. And I get kids. Kids get along. I get along with kids well. Like I've always figured kids out. But I'm like, whoo, every day, all day. Yeah, this was teaching me like that. I get it now. Not all the way, but
it's a lot of patience.
It's a lot of patience. And she, have a little attitude now. And it's just like, oh my God. So it was fun though. I had so much fun because I only been to Disneyland one other time and I really don't remember it.
Okay.
So this time was fun. So I felt like a big kid. I had the Mickey ears on, Minnie ears on. I seen Minnie start breaking. They was looking at me like, okay. I was like, hey, I'm being a big kid right now. So it was fun though. And I got on like all the rides.
There you go.
That was really fun because I've never got on all those rides. So
that's cool.
I was a big kid.
So what's so you're still in the Bay Area?
Yes.
What's next for you in the business? 6-12 months.
So I know that I will be able to build more clientele with my brand because I'm starting to do it now. I've been doing a lot of projects behind the scenes, so stuff is gonna start dropping. I'm excited. And then I'm gonna venture out to help other artists. So I'm excited about that. Terry's actually in that program that I'm trying to come together. I don't want to give too much because it's a baby right now.
For sure.
But I'm working on something that I know is going to work. It's gonna be hard work though, but
of course.
Revamp People will be fine. We're just gonna try to grow it to get more clients and to help people with their fashion. And a lot of revamping. So
revamp.
So you've obviously been through a lot. Building a brand is a lot.
Yes.
Building a company is a lot.
Yes.
So what would you say the next year looks like for y'all? After this baby project. So like after this baby project, or like maybe where it's at in a year, or like how many clients are you helping? Are you in other cities? Do you now have a Facebook? Because you don't have.
Yeah, I do not have
So, like,
Facebook. That's we're
know,
gonna
like-
leave that for the
like,
little documentaries.
So when we talk about life, love, and leadership, we're really big on like what is the forward progress, and so I would ask you that.
So I do want a lot of clients, but I'm gonna be honest with myself because it's such. I want to bring in people that want the help to be an artist. Yeah. I would say that. So I don't want to go to other states and stuff yet.
Okay.
Because the foundation of what I'm doing needs to be very detailed, so that artist can come in and have what the artist need. I say that as like a little sneak peek. But so I would say it would definitely be done. Like everything should be together, and like the IG is there, but you know we're not passing it out yet. But everything should be like pretty much in place because it takes like up to 6 months to get all the paperwork done.
Of course.
So yeah, I feel like it will be done, and we should have members because we have some now.
Okay.
I would say that we have some now. Yeah.
Yeah, I will say, you know, from a business owner to business owner, I respect the fact that you talked about being detailed, having the foundation be detailed, because there's so many people who jump into business or into the entrepreneur arena and just want to just go, right? And they don't focus on the structure of the foundation. They don't focus on the details of the foundation. And so speaking of details, the details of life, the details of love, or the details of leadership. Pick one of those, and if you could just speak whatever's on your heart and just talk about that.
I would say love. Okay. I feel like in everything you do, you have to move in love. I feel like it keeps you... I feel like the happiest, because then you don't be too attached to the unnecessary stuff. And then also I feel like you can heal easier with stuff. Like if you get hurt or just move in love. And love is one of those things that people are like, oh, love. But I've been through a lot with love. Like I really can say like with family, with partners and everything, but I still move in love. Like I still really are gonna, whoever comes into my life, I'm gonna love them really big. I'm gonna love them out loud and just who I am. Like, but I feel like a lot of times we get scared to move in love when we've been hurt and all that stuff. And I feel like love is beautiful. Like it's a good thing. Like, you know, my friend was like, how do you still like feel like this and you've been single for a while? I'm like, because I'm growing. Like I'm growing. I'm figuring myself out. I get to sit with myself. I get to know myself a little deeper. So yeah, I still feel like that. I was like, and also too, when you have been through stuff, you love different, yes, but you gonna love the right person. That right person is gonna come in. So I would say just with anything, even with business, like people are coming in, working, move in love. You know, I'm one of them people, I always try to treat everybody with respect. My dad used to tell me this all the time. He said, you treat the janitor like you treat the CEO.
100%.
And I'm that person. I like, even at my old gym, the janitor I was at, I like loved him. I'm like, good morning. We hug each other. And I was just like, you okay? How's the family? Like, it was just, I love that man so much. But, you know, it's just, it don't matter what nobody are working or doing, just love people. Like, I just feel like people be so busy to judge and don't ask what's going on. Are you okay? Or like I don't know how to really put that part, but people are very much so just too on the go.
Yeah. Love is
too
love.
on the I don't care. And I think you should have a little bit of like, I'm doing for myself, I need to like have tunnel vision, but I feel like you do it to a certain extent. You know, so I would say love. I will always move in love.
Always move in love.
Have you ever heard of the movie Collateral Beauty?
No.
So I would suggest you watch it.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because of what you said about even though like obviously you've been through it in certain parts when it comes to love, like no matter what, like love is always there. And things move around it. It's Will Smith. It's pretty much about like even when there's catastrophe, look for the collateral beauty in that catastrophe. It's a pretty good movie.
Okay.
So my suggestion for the day.
Thank
Camp's top
you.
pick for the day.
Moving love.
Yep.
Moving
Take us
love.
out, G.
So, last question. We often we like to give our guests the opportunity to talk about any projects that they have coming up, or talk about how folks can connect with you directly through your services, follow you, stay connected with you, whatever. So this is your plug time.
Okay,
So-
it's my plug time.
So, Beetlejuice it up.
Okay.
Behind the scenes
Look,
joke.
I'm going to show them my Beetlejuice costume outfit. I'm telling you, I love Halloween. I got to shoot next week for Halloween. But, so I have a couple of projects that's going to be dropping. So I would say follow me on Revamp People. This is www.revamppeople.com if you want to book me. I would say that. That's my website. That's my work, my portfolio, all that good stuff. And then Revamp_People is IG, TikTok, and Twitter. I don't really be on Twitter, though. I ain't gonna lie. I barely be on Twitter. But IG is where I'm usually at. TikTok is young, and I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it. Work with me because I'm getting there. Mm-hmm. But I am doing. I have one of my clients that I style. We just went to a New Orleans trip. Okay. Beautiful trip. Mm-hmm. That's where you saw the Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
That was from that trip.
I used to recruit right outside New Orleans for like 3.5 years.
Oh, for real?
So I used to live out there.
I love that. Is just a magical place.
Oh yeah.
And when I go, this is real stuff. Every time I go, I cry. Like every time I go, I don't know if it's like ancestors down there. I don't know if it's something down there, but I always feel refreshed and renewed when I go to New Orleans. But I love New Orleans. So we went to do like a couple of her videos and all that stuff. And so she's dropping her album September 28th, I believe. I hope I'm not wrong. But anyway, so that's like my next stuff that's going to start flowing out. Like her album, because I did her album cover. I styled her for her album cover. And the album is called Long Kiss Goodnight. It's a movie. And so we basically did her songs she got a song called Long Kiss Goodnight, but a lot of her looks was inspired by Charlie Baltimore on the movie. So we did that. We did a couple of her videos and stuff in New Orleans. So yeah, and then I have another one that I can't say nothing about. So I'm going to point at the person when she see this, she pointing at her or up there somewhere. And it's such a good project. So I have like different stuff that I styled that's coming out. Okay. I have a younger artist. I've been styling her. So stuff is coming out. I just got booked for another gig with her. So I have stuff coming out. I really love working with musicians and artists and rappers because it's artistic and I can have fun. Right. But I will say the regular person that's working a 9-to-5 or a mom, I love styling them too because I bring them out of their shell. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's pretty much it. DM me if you have questions on IG. I'm very much so on social media. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I got shoots coming up for myself. I always do shoots for myself so people can see like my personality and my artistic side. That's why I do Halloween because it's artistic and I could be another person. And then my background is theater, so I can be very much so in the theater. Yeah, so I love like movies and stuff like that. So that's why I'm surprised I haven't seen that movie. Cause I'm a movie buff. I love movies. Okay. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna got it. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch that because I love one of my favorite movies. Oh, I love this movie, Pursuit of Happiness. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That is like, and when he told his son on that roof, you don't let nobody tell you can't have your dream. I ain't saying it's word for word, but that is my movie. And just to see like all the stuff he did with his son, and he tried to like fight for it, and he at the end when he just was clapping in front of all those people.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah.
And as I said, we will all have that moment where we're clapping with all those people there. So
That's what's up.
you know, so
Cool. Well,
you just gotta work for it. It's hard, but
is.
you gotta keep working for it. So we just want to have that moment where we're clapping.
That's right.
I know I'm gonna get that. I had a couple of them. No, after this car accident, I had a couple of clapping moments. I ain't even gonna lie. Especially at that marathon I just ran, because I ran a marathon in August, the Giants race, and that was I didn't even trip. The guy that's my videographer, he didn't get me going across the finish line. I didn't even care. I was like, I made it. I was so happy.
That's what's up.
And he was looking at. He was like, "Yo, smile is so big." I was so happy because I was like, I accomplished something that I absolutely love. I love to run.
Right.
And it's so crazy. My mom met my dad running, so but I love to run. I'm like a big runner. I like to run. It's hard as hell.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I don't know if I can
You're
curse.
good.
It's hard, but I love to run, and I think it's more of the talking in my head. You got to talk right. You can't be negative in your head.
Right.
I think that's why I love running, because you can't be negative. As soon as you say something, you stop. As soon as you say something crazy. So I have to be positive the whole time. I have to push myself that whole time. It's like a fight, and I love it. It's very rewarding
That's
to
good.
run.
No, it's you even in that last couple minutes you talked about like so much, and so the kind of close, and you talking about the marathon and how your mom and dad met. Like it I thought about how life is sometimes come full circle, and for you to go through life, go through your accident, be told that you won't be able to do certain things, to push yourself to get into a mind space of climbing out of depression to crossing the finish line. And even though the videographer didn't catch it, it was caught.
It was caught by
And
that
so,
smile. It was very. It was caught.
Monique, again, CEO from the Bay Area. We're glad that you came on the L3 Perspective to share a piece of your story.
Yeah.
We're excited about your projects.
Thank
Right?
you.
And
I
so-
am too. 'Cause it's been a long time
Yes.
coming. But I just gotta keep pushing myself and
it.
doing the hard things first and not last.
Yes.
So
So
Yeah.
with that being said, L3 Perspective, appreciate you guys tuning in. We out.
thank you.
So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is
I was afraid, I didn't know what to do. A lot of us be coming in it.
And what I'll say was amazing to me was
Season 2. Welcome back to the L3 Perspective. My name is Glenn Davis. As you know, I'm sitting here with my co-host, Cameron Macias.
Coach Cam.
L3 Perspective, as you know, we talk about life, love, leadership.
As we've talked about in the past, like, love, share, subscribe. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Because at the end of the day, we do it for you guys.